everyone, and welcome to this very special LinkedIn Live episode. I am Klaudia Tirico, editor of Demand Gen Report, and I have my very good friend, Nick Runyon of PFL on the other end. Nick, how's it going?
It's going well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Great to see you. So we are gathered here today to basically chit chat a little bit about B2BMX. It's coming up at the end of February. The official dates are February 22nd to the 24th. Obviously, we can't be together in Arizona for this event like we have for the past few years. So it's all virtual. Luckily, we will be able to, get more audience members for this event from all over, maybe even the world, which I'm really, really excited about. And to kind of go back a little bit, we held our B2B Sales and Marketing Exchange virtually in October of 2020. And we worked with PFL to kind of bring our attendees a little bit of the event into their homes with this really cool welcome kit. And obviously we received so much positive feedback on that welcome kit. It had some swag in it, some fun engagement stuff in there, obviously an overview of the entire event in general. But it was such a hit. Everybody was sharing it on social. Everyone loved the candy and the mug and all that fun stuff. So obviously we had to team up with PFL once again for the B2B Marketing Exchange and send another welcome kit out to our attendees. So I'd love to talk about the welcome kit with Nick here. But yeah, so if you don't know about the B2B Marketing Exchange happening next month, our theme is Refresh, Renew, Remix. We threw in some intentional music vibes in there. We really want to remix strategies for 2021 after a crazy 2020. So naturally, this box will be heavily influenced by music, which I'm so excited about. So yeah, Nick, I'd love to just ask first, we obviously work together very closely to bring this welcome kit to life. So give the audience a little bit of scoop of how PFL works with clients to really bring their direct mail efforts to life, especially if they have a theme like ours. So we're moving with this musical theme, and people want to represent that theme. So what does that process really look like on your end, on PFL's end, to bring this theme to life in a direct mail piece?
We love this process. First, I just want to say that. And we have an approach that's really rooted in data. So we've published for a couple of years now, a multi-channel marketing report. And I just want to mention that because what we've seen, I think, is a key learning. Whenever direct and dimensional mail is orchestrated as part of the overall marketing journey, what we see is a lift to the impact of every channel. And we have, some new team members I was sharing these insights with last night just in our office, and they were like, well, why is that? And I really think that when you put a physical brand experience into someone's hands, they start to then pick out your brand across all of the other digital channels, mostly digital channels that marketing exists in today. And really the data shows, we get an increase in connection rates, conversion rates, ROI, like all of the things improve really by an order of magnitude. In most cases, you're seeing 10x improvement. So we start with this idea as we're starting to kind of help our customers decide what they want to put together, because it goes beyond, what's in the box. It goes beyond kind of sending something. And we want to look at the overall coordinated experience that you're trying to deliver to your customers. And so from that point, we can start to say, okay, what are the elements of this brand experience that are going to help move your prospects forward in the biggest way? And then you get down to, okay, what does go in the box? What's the marketing messaging? I think the B2B SMX example that you mentioned was so great because the package that delivered was a fully branded, custom branded on every side. When it showed up on the door, you saw the the conference brand from the first moment, and then that just continued as you started opening that box and going through layer by layer. So it's reinforcing that marketing message to attend, and the value that attendees are going to receive throughout that entire experience. So we would like to walk every customer through that process, but really start it rooted in kind of the data and thinking about what are the metrics that you want to drive forward. And we love seeing the impact on those metrics at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that box was such a hit. It's honestly like Christmas morning, something shows up on your doorstep, you know who it's coming from because you see that branding. So you're already excited, and then you open it up and there's just so much fun stuff in there. So, well, I know the answer to this because I was, lucky to be involved in planning our welcome kit for B2BMX this year. But I want to ask you, what can our attendees expect from this year's kit? Should we give them a sneak peek?
I think that'd be good. We've got a little mock-up here. So this is not final. This is part of our process. So we will kind of put things together. We like the physical representation and see how it all comes together. But I got to ask you, what's your favorite 80s album?
Favorite 80s album? Well, I'm a millennial, and I just recently, honestly, maybe a few years ago, I really got into 80s music. So I'm a big fan of Hall and Oates.
Oh yeah,
But
nice.
no, I can't pinpoint a good album. You put me on the spot there. But it's such a like my Spotify is crazy. I have crazy playlists here and there for everything. So why? What's the question about?
Well, I think we're going with kind of this refresh, renew, remix, a little bit of a music throwback. So here, let me show you. Before I open this up, let me show you. This is our mock-up that I mentioned. We've got branding on all sides. We opted for a belly band on this, which is a great kind of more economical way to do some of these for those that are interested. As you open this up, we've got a little tape here. So this is like a pop-out card that's going to be included in the notebook, and you can write your favorite song on here. And we've got the cassette tape. I remember making cassette tapes, like mixtapes or whatever. I love that.
Well,
now you make Spotify playlists. Like,
yeah. But when I was a
kid,
we made CD mixtapes. Yeah, mixed CDs.
We my kids, we were talking about this the other day. My oldest is in high school, and they're kind of into 80s music right now too, which I think is hilarious. And we were talking about like the whole mixtape thing, and they went on a hunt to try to find a boombox where you can record off of it. I was like, it's too hard, just stick with Spotify. But inside here we've got a little Bluetooth speaker that we're going to include, some chocolate treats that look really good. And even though this is a mock-up, this is real product, so I'll be eating this after we get off the call. Got some vinyl coasters, which I think are pretty cool. Lori and the team showed these to me last night. I was like, these are awesome. So
I love those.
Sticking with the music theme, and then really, I think one of the things that was really successful in the last conference kit that we put together was the notebook, and there was a gamification element to it where you could do scratch offs as you attended each session. And one of the things that I was blown away by, Andrew and I discussed this after the event, was 70% of your registrants carried through to the end of a 2-day virtual conference, really kind of engaged by that gamification aspect. So we're bringing that back as well. That's one piece I don't have yet. We should be getting that later today. But there's a grand prize. We gave away some AirPods, AirPod Pros last time, but we've got a vintage turntable for the winner of this conference, which I think is super cool. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's actually really, really cool. I saw what that prize was maybe like a week ago. My colleague sent it over to me. She's like, this is what we're giving away. And I'm like, oh my God, I have that. And I'll tell you right now, guys, it's freaking awesome. I love it so much. It's great. So I'm so excited for somebody to win that. That's going to be awesome. And yeah, and that actually the little cassette pop out that Nick just showed, where we will ask you to write your favorite song, we will actually be putting together all of those songs on a Spotify playlist just for the event. So everybody could enjoy the music during the event and even enjoy it afterwards. So I'm so excited for that.
And we'll give you a little desktop Bluetooth speaker to listen to your Spotify playlist on, which I love.
There you
That's
go.
great.
All right, shifting the conversation a little bit, I'd love to talk about, you work with customers every single day. You obviously worked with them throughout 2020 in the pandemic. Everybody was in panic mode. So what are some things that your clients have learned, or even PFL have learned, that they are bringing into the new year in 2020? Basically, any new trends or new strategies coming down the pike that maybe worked in 2020 and are being shifted over to 2021 plans?
Yeah, back in March, April, we had to figure out immediately, how are you going to send to people whenever they've gone to a remote work environment? And what really was initially developed as a concept for capturing preferred addresses became a core part of our product in 2020. That's absolutely going to carry forward, because we don't see that environment changing anytime soon. I think PFL is one of the organizations, one of the companies that for the first time we were pushed into a remote work type of environment. I think there's a lot of advantages to it, actually. Our teams have continued to perform. You got more flexibility. I've been reading all kinds of reports about this. So I don't think that remote work situation is going to go away anytime soon. Preferred address capture is a core part of the Tactile marketing automation product that we have baked in. And it's been very successful for our customers, helping to engage people. And this is really a good kind of hypothetical example of how the digital and the physical are blended with PFL. So Tactile marketing automation goes way beyond just getting a kit or a piece of dimensional mail into somebody's hands. It's really part of an orchestrated customer experience. And you can engage people digitally. We can capture preferred addresses and then deliver that piece, and then make a timely phone call upon delivery. The combination, the orchestration of all of those channels are really impactful for our customers. I absolutely expect that to continue, probably beyond 2021, to be honest.
Awesome. I love that. And I definitely think, even with all the hybrid event models coming up, and, the travel bans continuing, and, work from home measures still in place, all of that preferred address stuff is definitely going to be important. And it's less wasteful as well, right, Nick? Like, for a fact that somebody is willing to accept whatever you're sending them, and they're going to look out for it. And then you follow up and you see that they got it, and nothing got lost and nothing is wasted, right?
Absolutely. And that kind of goes back to the concept of building something that is delivering value across multiple channels. When somebody's asking, they're opting in, really high response rates, great performance out of those pieces.
Absolutely. So going back to the music theme at B2BMX that we discussed, it's refresh, renew, remix. So how has PFL remixed their plans for 2021 with everything that you guys have learned in 2020?
Well, we are really doubling down on preferred address capture that I mentioned. We are also being more clear about our product. We have a product announcement that's coming out next week, actually. So a little bit ahead of the B2BMX event, but we're going to be helping our customers and our prospects understand what to expect in the year to come from our Tactile marketing automation product, and really kind of simplifying that space. One of the things that we are remixing is the Tactile marketing automation product now includes both automatic triggering of direct mail using your intent signals from your CRM or your marketing automation platform. But we've combined that with what was formerly known as Swag IQ, kind of a separate product that enables your sales teams to manually trigger direct mail. So there's really two ways to trigger Tactile marketing automation. It's either automatic or manual. And we've combined those both into a single product, which I think is going to be a really powerful solution for our customers.
Yeah, and our welcome kits are just another example of how successful direct mail is to engage audiences virtually, while in-person, obviously, engagements and events and stuff like that are on hold. And like you said, we're with people working from home, it's still a viable option. I mean, we've been making a case for direct mail during quarantine for quite some time now. On DGR and whenever we talk with PFL. You've mentioned preferred address. Can you share just some details about that and how marketers could actually leverage this capability to make sure that their audiences are more comfortable and willing to share their home addresses? Is there specific messaging that they kind of have to get across before, or how does that work?
Absolutely. There's a range of comfortability, and I think that's a great place to start the conversation. Some people are very open to it. I mean, keep in mind, some people have been work from home in several kinds of professional roles for years before 2020. Others are new to it. And so I think you've got really this whole spectrum of how comfortable people are with receiving quote unquote work materials to their home address. One of the things that we do and we encourage customers to do is, as I'm building these preferred address capture opportunities, preferred address capture is something that I'm asking for your preference. So I'm inviting you in to tell me what you want to begin with. In the messaging on those pages, we're also saying we're not storing these addresses. We're not going to add you to a mailing list. I'm not going to just keep kind of flooding your front porch with boxes. This is a one-time use thing. We don't store it in our CRM or our marketing automation platforms. We just use it for that purpose. And I think that really helps people, whether they're on one end or the other of that spectrum of comfortability, be able to engage in that with us. I want to give some details about what that would look like and how this process really plays out for a customer. And the B2BMX registration is a perfect example of that. So you've got advertising, you've got email marketing that's happening, you have landing pages and integrated websites. If you sign up and register for the event before February 15th, you will have the opportunity to give us your address and receive this welcome kit that we've looked at. And so on that registration page, that's where we're asking people for their preferred address to receive the full event experience, both the virtual and the physical, and receive this kit. And then you're going to see some of that same kind of messaging there. If you're running a virtual event, this is actually a really good way to drive early registrations too. So again, February 15th, sign up by then if you want the full experience. But that is not unsimilar to what a lot of our customers are doing. So if, say I have engaged customers that are coming up for renewal, well, rather than calling them, 30 days out and scheduling your one QBR for the year, what we are beginning to build for customers is early on, maybe even like 6 months, 9 months before, start providing some value forward email sequencing. You've got specific landing pages that have been built for that customer. And then you've got preferred address capture opportunities baked into those digital touch points. And that can become one of those digital signals that I mentioned earlier that will trigger an automatic tactile piece. And in those cases, that tactile marketing is aimed at helping customers receive the most out of their product that they're buying from you, but then also kind of warming them up for a renewal and helping them understand the value of renewing and what they can look forward in the year ahead. It's just that orchestrated approach really has a great impact on every point of the customer journey. But it's in those early digital touch points is where you build in the preferred address capture. And we find it working really well, and we've applied it top of funnel, customer renewal at every stage, and it continues to perform.
Awesome. So I know PFL, obviously you guys have sponsored some virtual events last year, including ours, and even attended them. So any advice that you would give other marketers planning their first virtual events this year? How can they really maximize the ROI and impact of their programs? Any tips or advice that you'd like to give everyone, whether they're sponsoring an event or planning their first event?
Yeah, one of the things that I think was really successful with B2B SMX in the fall was we wanted to think about your motivations and what you were trying to accomplish. Obviously, you want to bring a world-class group of speakers, great content, but you also had other sponsors beyond PFL, and we were aware of that. And we know that you have an obligation to support and help them be successful also. So with your event in particular, we tried to build in opportunities for sponsor engagement throughout the Tactile piece that would reinforce the sponsorship engagement in the virtual piece. And I think the key takeaway here for us, and it seemed to work really well. I mean, we got some great feedback from both attendees and for sponsors. So if you're planning a virtual event this year, whether you've done it in the past or it's kind of your first attempt, I would encourage you to just think about kind of that full stakeholder roadmap, like who's involved, what are their motivations, what are people looking to get out of it, and then build not only touch points into the virtual event, definitely include a tactile element. I mean, combining the physical and the digital, I think takes that event attendance into a completely different realm. It really crafts the experience for your attendees. And so make sure that the stakeholders are represented both in the virtual and the physical. We did that through the notebook that I mentioned, the gamification aspect. Well, with the scratch offs, you would attend a session, scratch off the circle for that session. It would reveal kind of an ABM or a marketing icon. And then we would have the same type of thing for sponsors, where if you attend a sponsor seminar, you're helping to promote your sponsorship that way. I think even within, like a product release or virtual events that are more kind of your company focused, you've got multiple stakeholders in your organization that are motivated, have certain motivations with that event and expectations of the outcomes. Make sure that you're including those in both the virtual and the physical.
Awesome. Really great stuff. All right. Final question for you, because again, to the audience, fun fact, Nick is also presenting at B2BMX in a few weeks. You'll be speaking alongside your colleague Marn, as well as Amanda Collette of Plex. So the session, I'm going to plug it a little bit here. The session is called The Secret to ABM Success, Engagement Enablement. Nick, this is your chance to give us your elevator pitch. Why should all of the attendees register for the event and check out your session at B2BMX? What are you going to talk about?
We have all had the experience where you attend a session because of the headline, because of the title, and your expectations are here. And then for whatever reason, it just fails to deliver. This session is titled The Secret to ABM Success, Engagement Enablement. We will give you a blueprint for success based on past true successes. Like if you want a step-by-step playbook for how to win, how to drive revenue, how to accomplish the outcomes that your company is looking for, I encourage you to attend. You will not be disappointed.
Awesome. I love it. I can't wait to see it myself. Nick, thank you so much. That's all the time we have. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I can't wait to see the final product, the final welcome kit for B2B SMX. And thank you to our audience for watching today. I hope you got some good tidbits on just direct mail efforts and trends in general, as well as some more insights into the B2B Marketing Exchange. Again, we are going live on February 22nd through February 24th. If you sign up by February 15th, you will get that awesome box to your doorstep just in time for the event. So please do so. Again, Nick, thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. We will hopefully see you at B2BMX.